Thank you. So thanks for having us here. My name is Asfandir Bandari. I'm with a company called Textnomics, and we are here to introduce our very first product to you, which is ResumeTuner. A little bit about the company. We are heavy on the IP side, text mining, machine learning, natural language processing. And our first product helps 30 to 50 million people who apply to jobs online tailor their resume to the specific job posting that they're applying to. I'm going to tell you why this is a major important, this is an aspirin and not a vitamin, but before that, this is about the product, so I want you to understand how the product works. We are a consumer interface company. You come online, you upload your resume, there you go. You upload the job posting. We analyze the two documents, we extract the key phrases from the job posting, we show it to you on the right-hand side right here, and then we also highlight your resume for you. And then you get to modify your resume based on the key phrases that comes out of the job posting and basically conveys the same information, but it's said differently. We take care of everything. We take care of the grammar, we take care of the formatting, and then we email back the resume to you, which can be Microsoft Word document, RTF, OpenOffice, various formats. And in that email, it's a very content-rich email because we also tell you key phrases that we didn't find a match for. Other information about style, about diction, things that make a difference when somebody is reading your resume for you. So why is this a big problem? I can give you pages and pages and pages of scary statistics like this, which people used to say, well, job finding is the second worst industry in terms of efficiency after construction. Or I can show you basically one of the biggest problems that people face, which is they apply to jobs either in person or online. Their resume, along with 100 other ones, goes through what is called an ATS, applicant tracking system, or a search engine. And then it goes and sits in front of somebody that's called the intake recruiter. Intake recruiters have between 10 to 20 seconds to decide who's going to move to the next phase. And basically, they hand a bunch of resumes to the hiring manager who decides who gets the interview. The problem is here. The problem is that, to say Director of Global Business Development versus International VP of Marketing or VP of Sales, it's the same thing, but there are 128 different ways that you can combine those two phrases. And ATS systems can't handle that, right? Especially when you're applying it to multiple jobs. That's why a lot of good candidates actually fall through the cracks. And that's why the #1 recommendation of recruiters and career coaches is tune your resume to the specific job posting. And that's where we come in. We help the candidate, help the recruiter find them. All right, market size I already told you is 30 to 50 million candidates per month. They're repeat customers because every time they go apply to a job, they have to come to our site. It's a very stable market. Majority of them have jobs, which means that they're willing to pay for the subscription fee. And we have multiple streams of revenues. We can have very smart targeted ads, for instance, in the email that we send back to people. We are different from eHarmony. Somebody mentioned eHarmony, in the sense that we have direct channels to our customers. We know where they go. They go to job fairs. They go to job sites. They go to places like ProMatch, for instance. And we can take the same heavy IP that we have applied to other markets. What we're going to do first is that we're going to have other products for the enterprise side of things. Competitors, please tell me about them. The closest we found was the resume writers. We believe that they're going to be our best customers in the future because they write a one-time resume and they don't tailor it to the specific job posting. I wanted to give you a couple of comparables. 10-Minute Resume is a formatting company. Within 6 months, they had 2 million subscribers, apparently. Career Ladder, you already know about their valuation. This is how we are different from our main customers. We are very content-centric. They're very, very format-centric. Technology. I was a NASA scientist for 7 years. I swear to you, this is one of the hardest things that I've done, and I'm extremely proud of it. Highly interdisciplinary, great team that I'm extremely proud of. And the IP is its own barrier to entry. Let me summarize the summary page for you. Oh, I'm doing well. Okay. We are basically, we have great technology and going after great markets. And we can apply it to multiple markets, multiple revenue streams, and disruptive technology. Not allowed to ask for money, so I'll ask, you can ask me your questions.
Great. Fire away.
If you're a freemium model, how much do you expect it to cost you to get a converted paying customer for that customer?
Depends on how well we do with our alliances. Right now, ProMatch is...
Give me a range in dollars, how much you think it's going to be.
I don't have the number. I would say, I would be surprised if it's more than $5. I mean, I really would be surprised if it's more than that. Probably by an order of magnitude.
And so, if I get this right, it's basically search engine optimization for resumes?
Nice way of putting it.
And so that strikes me as a great feature. I mean, and you're building an entire company, though, just around that? I mean, is that your idea? It's not a posting site. It's not... I mean, you're going to work with all the resume sites and the resume tracking systems.
We're going to be working with the... basically, we're going to be helping job boards, for one thing, distinguish themselves. We're going to have other products that are coming online. I kind of pointed that out already, in the same space and in other spaces. But this was the very large, low-hanging fruit. That's why we went after it.
So the one data which I would have loved to see is what is your yield, meaning without you, a candidate could get through this sort of funnel or filter 30% of the time, and with you, they could get through 80% of the time? Because, you know, it sounds interesting, but it sounds interesting only if it works.
Right, right. So we are doing our beta. We have gotten extremely good responses. Our candidates fall into two categories. They come in, they sign up, they don't upload anything, which is kind of strange. Or they come back and they become religious about it. We have somebody that has uploaded, you know, in the span of 3 days, I think he applied to 30 jobs or 35 jobs, something like that. We haven't seen him lately, but when we asked him, he said it was fantastic. The other thing also is that there's a gaming element to this thing, right? So people enjoy actually interacting with their resume, and they learn things about themselves, they learn things about the jobs that they're applying to. So as far as hard numbers, we are too early to give you a number, but I think we have fairly good success rate. And one of the reasons that I know that is because Bob Withers, who's the head of ProMatch, compares resumes before and after, and he loves us. That's why he keeps telling us to go back.
So what were the results of your beta?
In terms of...
How many people used it? What type of data did you... I'm looking for numbers.
Right. So we had about 50 people show up to the demo. About 30 of them went... well, about 36, I believe, went online. About 20 of them actually used it. And about, I would say, 12 to 14, depending on how you count it, really stuck with it. They just have been using it. So the conversion isn't bad. Yeah.
And is the process completely automatic, or do you have, like, at the end of the filtering some human...
Completely automatic. The only human interaction is that we highlight your resume and we send it back to you so that you see what has been changed if you want, and then you can do the manual changes. And we also, this is important, we tell you the key phrases that we couldn't find a match for, right? So, and I give you a perfect example. A friend of mine applied to a job in England. They were looking for a VP. He didn't get a job. He called back and said, why are you giving me the job? He said, well, you didn't say VP in your resume, right? So we tell him, and he was a VP, oddly enough. So we tell him, you know, what is the key phrases that is missing so that they can go back and modify their resume. So there's that manual entry as well.
Very good. All right. Well, thank you very much for your presentation.